Good morning, teacher and classmates. Today we are going to talk about the problem and solution essay. The agenda is: first, we will mention a brief introduction. Second, we talk about the essay elements, specific to components and sections. Third, the essay features. After that, we are going to talk about the similar and different elements with other types of essay. Then the process that we can develop to create our own essay. Also, we mention some tips and suggestions, and finally, our own essay and explication.
A problem solution essay is an essay that uses analysis of problem and solution to target a point. Here we will focus on the specific strategies that can be used to develop a problem solution essay. In a problem solution essay, you analyze a problem and propose a method for solving it. The problem you choose to analyze should be one that offers some challenge but is still possible to resolve. A problem solution essay is a type of argument. This sort of essay involves argumentation in that the writer seeks to convince the reader to take a particular course of action. In explaining the problem, it may also need to persuade the reader concerning a specific cause. We have three important points. The first point is describing the problem. In order to write a problem solution essay, you need to start with a clear vision of the problem itself. Once you have broken your problem down and looked at it from different angles, sit back and look at the big picture. Think about your ultimate goal in solving the problem. The second point is explaining the solution. Look for many solutions as you can, even if they solve only part of the problem. List each solution and evaluate it. The three points is evaluating the outcome. It is important to make an assessment of the whole situation and to ensure that possible solutions are adequate to resolve the problem. For example, in this box, you can see the three components. The problem that would be is the article of confederation less the nation with because there was no central authority, and their possible solution to this, with an evaluation of each one of them.
You know that the problem you choose to analyze should be one that offers some challenges, but is still possible to resolve. A problem solution essay should have the following characteristics. 1. A problem that needs to be solved. 2. A thesis statement that identified the problem and points toward the solution. 3. Identification of several possible solutions. 4. Considering the specific facts, details, examples, and reasons indicated why the one solution is the best. And finally, you shouldn't forget to include an analytical tone. First of all, you need to consider this recommendation. First, define the problem to be solved. You need to start with a clear vision of the problem itself and think about your ultimate goal in solving the problem. Second, a brainstorm to identify several solutions. You look for as many solutions as you can, even if they solve only part of the problem. And you need to create a list of solutions per each option and evaluate it. Third, writing a thesis statement. Writing a thesis statement briefly identifies the problems and many also indicate possible solutions. And finally, gather supporting information. Look for facts, details, and reason to support your solution to the problem. We can compare this essay with other type of essay. For example, compare and contrast. The purpose of essay is to find similarities and difference between two objects, issues, etc. But in the problem and solution essay, we analyze alternatives to find the ideal solution to a specific problem identified before. Other type is cause and effect. There are two main ways to structure a problem solution essay. These are similar to the way to structure cause and effect essays, normally using a block or a chain structure. For the block structure, all of the problems are listed first, and all of the solutions are listed afterward. For the chain structure, each problem is followed immediately by the solution to the problem, but both types of structure have their merits.
Now we are talking about the steps to write an essay. The first step is identifying what kind of essay we want, and we can know this by using paragraph. We studied paragraphs before, and we can use three types of paragraph. There is a descriptive paragraph in which we are talking about a topic and dividing it on subtopics and talking about one of them. Expository, when we are using new information and new data, statistics to prove a point. This is common in investigation. Then there is a narrative, and we are telling something about certain topic. It's like a way to describe it, but it's more like like telling how it is. The step two is who we read side and who we are writing for. This is important because we need to know this to write. We are not using complex concepts for a public like our classmates or the common pedestrian, if we can say this. If we are writing this is an essay for a professional on the matter, or teacher or some specialist, we can use complex concepts in every matter like economy, international affairs, biology, and you get the point. Then there is the introduction. What is the introduction? Well, in this part, we try to hook the public to continue reading. We expose the why we are writing it, or objectives, or even the goals we want to achieve by writing this. It's very important. And even we can put some basic concepts to try to explain to people what they are going to read. The step 4 is writing the essay. Following the step 2, who will read our essay, we can write in complex words, basic words, make it simple or make it hard. But it's important to keep it short as possible and try to divide it on subtopics, and each subtopics is one paragraph. It's not that complicated. The step 5 is a conclusion. We can combine the step 4 and step 5 like in the presentation, but we can put it as a fifth step. The conclusion is when we can say we have our goals reached. We put our final opinion, and also we encourage the public to continue the investigation by themselves. And that's it. That's the steps. I think I make it simple. The step of 5, the step. And the tips for essays writing is always use biographical citation, because if we are using information from another writer, then we need to give them the credit they deserve. Then read more essays about the topic we are writing. This is important because we can gather information from them. And also the next tip is be original. How to be original is by reading essays and not doing what they were doing, and try to make something of our own, something new. And the last one is the always check if the information we are using is true, is accurate. It's not fake information. This is important because the people will read other sites, and they know, and they need to read something that is true, not fake. And that's it.
I explained on X8 example. The topic is climate. One introduction. Climate change is among the principal dangers facing people. The century ocean levels are increasing and dramatically. Then this is excitement. This exercise will first suggest that the biggest problem caused by this phenomenon is the flooding of homes, and then submit flood protection as the most viable solution. The second step is to create topic sentence. Then write 3 possible solutions. Number 1. Millions of people all over the world live in coastal areas, and if the sea rise be even a few feet, they will be inundated with water and lose their prosperity. Possible solutions. Number 2. Shelter is one of the million basic human needs, and widespread flooding will cause millions of people to become homeless, not to mention losing of their possessions. Possible solutions. Number 3. The devastation brought about by this was clear for all to see during the 2011 tsunami in Japan, in which millions of people were displaced. The topic sentence. Number 2. There is no single solution to global warming, which is primarily a problem of too much heat-driven carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. Possible solutions. Number 1. The technologies and approaches online below are all needed to bring down the emissions of these gases by at least 8% by mid-century. Possible solutions. Number 2. Choose a utility company that generates at least all its power from wind or solar and has been certified by green energy. An organization that vets renewable energy options. Topic sentence. Number 3. A possible solution to this problem would be to build flood barriers, flood defense, such as dikes, dams, and floods. Possible solutions. Number 1. Could be built coast and waterways, thereby stopping the water reaching popular areas. Possible solutions. Number 2. The Netherlands is one of the most populated areas in the world and also one of the most vulnerable to flooding, and they have successfully employed various flood defense systems. Possible solutions. Number 3. Saving water reduces carbon pollution too. That's because it takes a lot of energy to pump, jet, and treat your water. Finally, the conclusions of the essays. To conclude, examine the rising tides caused by increasing global temperatures is one of the foremost changes we face and will ultimately led to many of the world's cities being left underwater. But a possible solution could be to utilize flood previsions. Technique is already used by countries like Holland. It's predicting that more and more countries will be forced to take such measures to avoid a water catastrophe.